We are here on the ground in Indianapolis, literally in Gasoline Alley. And boy, oh boy, is it fun to be literally in the action. Welcome to a special episode of Art on Wheels. We just had an incredible time chatting with the living legend himself, Mario Andretti. We just finished up with our interview with him. When I was learning how to drive a car, they said, "Oh, what are you trying to be, the next Mario Andretti?" To be able to sit down and chat with him, that's something I get to share with my dad for the rest of our lives. This episode, we got lots of cool stuff. We're gonna go down to Charlotte, North Carolina. We were there filming 2 days ago at the 10/10 Motor Club. Graham Smith took us around the track on a hospitality lap. Last time I was in a race car was with world champion Jenson Button. I said, look, my old heart doesn't handle that anymore, so he took it nice and easy on me. And then we went over to Unknown Charlotte. Unknown Charlotte, of course, one of the premier destinations on the East Coast for exotic cars, luxury cars. All that and more on a special episode of Art on Wheels.
Graham Smith, and I'm just kind of the guy here at 10/10 Motor Club. My family's been in this business for a long time, building racetracks and hosting races across the country, primarily in the NASCAR industry. But this was a new project for us in creating a club track for the purpose of driving.
All right, we're on the track with Graham.
What's going on?
What's your favorite part of this track?
I love the way that the elevation changes and the way that the scenery kind of changes as you move through the track. There's lots of blind corners and ways you can have fun on the track.
The only place I've ever been where it's similar is the corkscrew.
I was in the corkscrew, Jenson Button's passenger, and that was one of the most frightening moments of my life.
It's a crazy place. The track designer, Alex Wurs, he was trying to pick a lot of his favorite corners from tracks that he's driven on and raced at when he designed this. So you end up with kind of a modge podge of a bunch of different famous race tracks built into one track. As we come up through here, this is kind of the upper section. Then when you hit the lower section, the upper section is very flowy. It's got a lot of smooth corners. The lower section is where it gets really dicey and fun.
So my dad and I talked about this a lot when we were coming up with the concept, and he realized there's a lot of people out there like him that want the same kind of experience you'd get at a country club, but for cars. And you'd want to be able to show up, have your car ready to go, keeps you from having to dodge potholes. This is kind of an escape from the daily driving and gives you a little bit of a place to exercise your car to its fullest extent, or to the 10/10ths, if you will.
We are here in pit lane at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The 500 is next week. We're doing IndyCar stuff here today. How fun is that? We were at Unknown Charlotte this week, chatting with them, Cyrus, Jason, the whole team.
You are at Euro Prestige Imports, well known as Unknown Charlotte. We are a mechanic shop, car storage facility. We also house a dealership within the building, and we have a co-working space within where we rent out office spaces and we do cater events. Our car storage facility actually can sustain over 70 to 80 vehicles, keeping the vehicle in good condition, just making sure they don't get flat spots. If there's certain requirements for maintenance, we can actually assist the client with that. And also if the car needs to be detailed, we provide that as well. Within our facility, we have a mechanic shop. We found this product called Urban Automotive out of UK. We took the Land Rover brand and we preferred using the Defender brand because it was maybe the most known out of all. And the car doesn't look really rigid or strong enough. So we decided to make it, a wide body out of it. We became their representative for the East Coast, okay? And we have been very successful. We have actually produced now maybe about 21 vehicles.
Urban is an aftermarket parts company that has developed in the UK, and they build their products out there. And in turn, what they do is they sort of augment cars. So if you have a special model like the Defender behind me, or a Lamborghini Urus, or an Audi RS6, they specialize in taking that car and tweaking the body lines, creating different body augmentation points and wheels, and sort of putting it all together in a package way that the car kind of looks cohesive. It doesn't look like aftermarket. It looks like what we enthusiasts call OEM plus, like an augmentation of the car's original self. Complete changeover of the car. This is a couple of styling pieces that changes the look of the car, but without having to completely change everything out. We are the authorized North and South Carolina retailer for Urban, and we're also been lucky enough to build a couple of vehicles for them. We've built 8 in total, so we can not only sell you a fully decked out and packaged car, or you could bring us your vehicle, we could transform yours into an Urban product. It's easy to have something as a final product as opposed to having to imagine it being completed. It's nice to be able to have it all put together and see it done in the flesh. You get an idea for the quality of the vehicle once it's completed. And it's very important nowadays that you can finance the car entirely with all the added on accessories. So it makes it easier to own in that sense as well. Everything's a la carte. So we like being able to offer them either the whole kit together with several options, or if they want to start off with wheels or just some LED lights or something like that. It could be all or nothing. It doesn't have to be in any specific fashion. For it to become an Urban product, it's pretty much the whole design of it. You have to do the whole package. But if you want wheels or just a standard accessory from it, you can actually do all that. You know, whenever you start dealing with a company, you kind of want to know where you are with each other and see where the relationship lays. I had been watching their content online or YouTube especially for a long time, and I knew that they were kind of enthusiastic and kind of very hyper kind of guys. They fit our brand scheme, to be honest with you. But what was most important for me was the quality of the product that they put out. And the first kit, we were very skeptical. We went through it with a fine tooth and comb. We were looking for the gaps on the product. We were looking to see what the fit and finish was. Again, being very skeptical, I grew up as a product of the 2000s, so everything was poor fitment and needed a lot of modifications to get the fit right. This is total opposite of the case from what happened with their product. So instantly, day one, we fell in love with what they had to do. Plus, they have a lot of in the United States support, and I actually get to talk to the guys over there in the UK if I need to. God forbid any troubleshooting or anything crazy happens. But we have the support, we have good product. It was basically a shoe-in. We're a big fan of Land Rover and the Defender product, but just being able to have the opportunity to make it a little bit more of a masculine, more of an aggressive product, it's kind of been a dream come true. So the Urban brand and us working together has been nothing but a great pleasure and a great opportunity for us.
So the Unknown Charlotte gang counts Steve Matchett as one of their friends, the Formula One mechanic, author, legendary Steve Matchett. He took us for a cruise around Lake Norman outside of Charlotte to show off one of his antique Army Jeeps. Let's take a look.
To me, it's the perfect analog machine for a mechanic, an old school mechanic, as I am. For saying this Jeep is 80 years old this year, it was built in 1942, of what was needed to make this Jeep reliable. I'm gonna have breakfast. Rejoin me in a few minutes. I don't want to take your time up while I'm munching on my egg. See you soon.
We are here on the ground at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and I just had one of the best experiences in my journalistic career. The sign says Andretti, stands for Mario Andretti, and I had the good fortune of sitting down with the living racing legend. living legend, Mario Andretti. Thanks so much for taking the time. Just a personal thrill for me. Okay, when you were driving, was there a certain racer that really inspired you? Like the great rivalries, James Hutton, Niki Lauda. Was there someone who said, when you woke up that morning on race day, you know what, I'm going to beat this guy?
I wish there was only one. You know, there's always someone better than you any given day. There's always something left there to do. That's why you get up in the morning and you look forward to that challenge. It's that simple.
You've won Formula One, you've won IndyCar, you've won Daytona, you've won this race, Indianapolis 500. Was there a specific race where you said, boy, that one was special?
You know, back in, to graduate from midget to sprint cars, in 1963, I won 3 features in one day on Labor Day. Boom, sprint cars. When I was in sprint cars to get to the top level of in Indy cars, I won a 100-lapper right south of here, south of Indianapolis. And here we go, I win that, and you know, there was a seat open and I earned my seat, you know, on the top level. So these are the key events in your career that obviously stand out, if you will.
You're involved in the new Formula One team put on by Cadillac. If someone said to you your first driver up should be Daniel Ricciardo, what would you say?
We want to take as much time as we can that is allowed to us before we make a final decision. We want to make sure we don't leave anything on the table that we might have missed, you know. So, yeah, I mean, all the names that you could name at the moment that have the freedom, you know, to re-engage, they're all part of the process here.
And finally, is there something that the racers of today don't have that you guys did? You know, it was more dangerous, it was faster. Did you guys just have more grit?
You know, they always say, yesterday's champions will be champions today and vice versa. So the human element here only knows what is under them. And the job every driver has to take everything out of that, leave nothing on the table, and that's it. I mean, it's so if the technology differs, still it's your job to maximize what is under you.
We're here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You have won this race. What did that mean to you when you came across the finish line?
Well, obviously it's the ultimate satisfaction, because you know that how important it is career-wise, more than anything, and a lot of satisfaction when I won, you know, to win for Andy Granatelli, who tried in every way to think outside the box and never succeeded. And I was the first one to really deliver that to him. So it was not only a satisfaction for me, but also I was so happy that I brought something to him, you know, to STP. So again, it's a multi-gratifying feeling.
Folks, it's been an amazing day here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Andretti car is behind us. Marco Andretti is trying to win the checkered flag. And just next week, his grandfather, Mario Andretti, can't thank him enough for giving us time today. They gave me a hat. So we'll see you next time on Art on Wheels.
Welcome to the exclusive world headquarters of Euro Prestige Imports Unknown Charlotte. Think of it as the back cave of car culture in North Carolina.
How do you put under one roof everything what is related to car culture? People would say it's impossible, and 2 friends of mine said, if you believe in it, just go do it.
Cyrus will go 10, 12, 15, 16, 18 hours and then come back and do it over and over again.
He's one of the most honest car dealers I've ever met.
We have recording studios up there, podcast studios up there. We can do the mechanical work down here. We can do the valet and preparation of the cars here. And all of that technique and knowledge that isn't in the building, we know where those guys are.
I really don't think you're going to get it anywhere else. The fact that you can come here, watch the F1 races with everyone, come here, walk around, look at the vehicles. It's not only everyone that works here, but everyone else that actually comes here. It's just a totally different environment than anywhere else.